Walaikum salam.
Sir, our first question is that what are the basic precautions for disasters?
Preparedness is the first precaution. The disasters are unexpected most of the times, and there are two types of disasters: man-made disasters and natural disasters. And all kind of disasters are almost unpredictable. But we can measure certain disasters, their early warning through the early warning system, like floods can be measured that we will be having flood in 2 to 3 days, and their volume can also be measured. And there are departments like irrigation and other light departments who are playing role. We have Met department that can forecast the rain, and the rain would affect how much volume of rain would come and how much flood is expected by that expected rain. So we can have preparedness on the basis of that early warning system. And then there is planning always involved. If we are ready for any kind of disaster at district level, tehsil level, and even at the village level. For this purpose, we have already worked on district contingency plans. We are having district emergency plan of 20 most vulnerable districts of Punjab. That is a research study about that district, that what kind of disaster can happen over there, and about those districts which are likely to be affected by floods. There are different volumes of floods and the expected damage and the area flood would cover in that sense. That gives us the idea of precaution, that what the level would be, the level of flood that is coming. Early warning system tells us that a flood for say about 500,000 cubic is coming, and we would see in our contingency plan of that district that this would be affecting up to this village or up to this geographical limit. And then the district administration, that is also working in close coordination with PDMA, they get the area evacuated well before coming of the flood. And that in that plan we have our presence at district level, and every deputy commissioner is head of our district disaster management committee, and all the allied departments are members there too. So there is not something going directly from province. If something is going to happen in Rajanpur or DG Khan, we are not going to move resources that day from Lahore. We have pooled certain resources there in DG Khan, there in Rajanpur, and then we will supplement resources from Multan and from Sahiwal and then from Lahore. Every district is having certain resources fixed with deputy commissioners. There are certain warehouses in every district where their emergency goods are there, like blankets and camps, temporary camps. These things are kept. The camps means tents. With the help of these materials, we create temporary villages, temporary settings of the expected disturbed population. This is our preparedness, and wherever it happens, every district has their own resources, and definitely many times the immediate need is more than those resources, but by the time those resources are employed, other resources are moved from adjoining districts and then from the headquarters as well. So one of our preparedness factor is that we are prepared for it all over Punjab, at least at district level.
To which organizations do you coordinate in situations of disasters?
Disaster management is basically all about the coordination among the organizations, because no one department can't control the disaster. Let it be a bomb blast, let it be earthquake, or God forbid the floods. There are multi-hazards coming during that, and there are multi-functions activity coordinated by PDMA at provincial level and at district level. As I have already told you that we have presence at district level. Then we have health teams, mobile health units, those are moves from health department. We are having rescue department. Rescue 1122 is the famous name. That department comes for the rescue operation. People are evacuated in time, and those people who, due to different reasons of their cultural reasons, that they are not ready to leave their house until unless they see the water with their own eyes. And though that small number of population is also evacuated, and nobody is allowed to drown himself. And as far as Punjab is concerned, our rescue efforts were best among the rest of the provinces during these recent floods. And then we have irrigation department that is dealing with the early warning system and bunds and life of bunds and the terrains and from where the water channels, these things are managed by agriculture department, by irrigation department. Then we are having agriculture department about the crops and loss of crops and the rehabilitation in crops. We need agriculture department, we coordinate with the agriculture department. And at the end of the day, it's coordinated effort, the civil defense, local administration, and even after their rescue and early relief, we have been going through the survey, and that was a joint survey that was conducted by the urban unit here, went from Lahore, and representative of the district government, representative deputy commissioner was with every team, and there were people from military who were part of that survey, and a joint survey was made for the losses and assessment of damage, and those assessment survey has been completed, and we are giving the announced compensations from Chief Minister's relief package on the basis of that survey that has been completed by our coordinated effort. And that survey was also, I told you, the joint survey, not a single man, one man doing something. It was joint effort and coordinated by PDMA.
So my question to you is, how do you prevent the risk of disasters in the future?
No one can prevent the risk. We can have better resilience. You know, it's linked with resources, but yet the highest resources are attached with USA, you see. But the highest level of number of disasters happening in the United States of America is the most of the disasters happening in the world. You see, there is a higher rate of disasters happening. You cannot prevent disasters. You have to manage it otherwise. Secondly, you have resilience. As much resilient plan you have, lesser would be the impact of disaster. Disaster would come. You cannot prevent it. But next time it would, if you are resilient, if you are having better planning, better resources allocated to the rescue and relief and planning, when you know that this is a private land, but it will be hit by the floods every time, you safeguard it, you ban construction over here. This time, government of Punjab is not going to give compensation to those people who are having settlements in the riverbed. Just they will be. We can compel them by these means. We cannot compel them forcibly. You have to see the social reality. And when we see that has to happen like this, that we can just put some psychological pressure on them, that a person who is settled inside the riverbed will not be able to get the compensation. And next time he would see either he is going to construct the house on his own and he is ready to risk, and there would be many people who would see that if the house is damaged outside the risk ambit, it is being paid by the government. And that greed and fear factor, that can attract some people to avoid that, doing inside the riverbed. And secondly, when we are having a development infrastructure, government should not and government does not build schools inside in the flood bed area. Flood may not come for 5 years, 10 years, but climate change is something that is causing floods in those areas where we had forgot that flood may come over there. But there was climate change, volume of rainfall was that much that urban flooding happened, and urban flooding can happen. We have seen urban flooding last year in Islamabad, and just due to rain, the E11, you had seen cars floating in the streets of E11 sector of Islamabad. So the resilience we add to our system and our planning, and we avoid constructing societies. I'm talking about the housing societies in the possible in the area where the flood is going to happen or may happen. And this is all about urban planning and housing planning. By that we can reduce the risk, but we cannot prevent it. America has most of the disasters, but they are so resilient that they rescue their people, and they always help their people, and they have better planning, that the losses are not that much as compared to such kind of disasters in other countries or the less resource countries.
For the floods of 2022, what role did you play in the managing the flood?
We cannot manage a flood, first of all, but I understand the intent of the question, that managing the damage caused by the flood, the post-flood relief activities. And first of all, I have told you about the joint survey that has been conducted for the assessment of the damages. You cannot beat about the bush. You have to be in the field and having the proper quantitative data, that how many houses have been damaged, how many kacha, how many pakka houses, how many, and even there is an early reporting. For example, we see that a family has moved out, and people would say that where are there was a gentleman and an old lady living over here. There were 4 cattle as well. There may be first reporting that they have been vanished in floods. But after 14 days, 7 days, 8 days, when the situation normalizes, people contact with each other and they come to know that they had left the village well before on the early warning, and they were with their relatives and along with their cattle and valuables. So the early reporting is never authentic and accurate. When we go for the confirmation, the survey plays a role, that what was the confirmed damage. There were only 600 some cattle who were vanished in these floods. 200 plus deaths all over Punjab, and those deaths were 99% of the deaths were due to roof collapse. Drowning event was almost non-existing in Punjab. Almost, even possibly 1 or 2 events of drowning. This was the level of success of our relief operation, our rescue operation. That our rescuers were there in the field with boats. And then post-relief, you can see there was no outbreak of dengue, no outbreak of malaria over there. People got sick, people were treated. Nothing could be converted into havoc. There could have been, things could have been worse if there was not government interference. Because we were present in a well-mannered way and coordinated way. The whole Punjab government was there, and every relevant department had their own formations working over there. So the people in the tent villages were so good taken care of, that it was a very good operation on the part of Punjab, and it was a success as compared to the other provinces. And I would suggest you people to consult internet and independent sources, having a comparison. The volume of flood was much higher in the other provinces, in Sindh and Balochistan. But you must see whatever the volume was, but the response, there was not a single person who remained unattended in Punjab, and this was due to the well-coordinated effort and our implementation of our planning and our contingency plans.
So how can you enhance the capacity of PDMA to improve your functionality?
There is always room for improvement, and especially we are third world countries. We cannot assign and allocate resources on ideal basis. We don't have helicopters and like these things for routine operation, and we only have such things for our defense purposes. While we go to the developed countries, you will see the minor relief operation level at district level. They have helicopters for rescue and relief. They are having helicopter ambulances. We don't have, because everything is attached with the resources. And enhancing the capacity, definitely the specialists in HR and in technologies, we can enhance it to up to any level. We need enhancement in the early warning system. We need policy level and also operational level intervention in the housing sector in order to have resilient housing and avoid having housing in the hill torrents. These things, for all these things, we need resources. We are less resource country, a third world country, and the labor class, and the lower middle class suffers from all this phenomena. And for that purpose, we living within our resources, we are doing well. And if the better resources are allocated, we can perform better. We had well-equipped Rescue 1122 department, so we have seen on television that how good the rescue operation went in Punjab. And there were almost non-existing one or two drowning cases. That tells that our rescue operation was far better than the other counterparts, other contemporary dealing agencies of KPK and Balochistan, where a lot of cases of drowning happened. In the same way, if we keep on building the capacity, we keep on buying the technology and using the technologies, and we keep on assigning the resources to the cause of resilience, we can improve it up to any levels. There are cities which are continuously dealing with deserts, with such kind of hazards, and they are so resilient that they are continuously managing these things. Even there are certain cities of Japan where you know that earthquake keeps on coming and there are aftershocks. They are living with it. They have built earthquake resistant buildings that even it is shaken at angle of 30-20 and that remains safe. This was not the case when first earthquake would have come. They have improved it. They have learned the lesson, but they had the capacity, they had resources to enhance that capacity. We cannot enhance our capacity with talks. Determination is required, goodwill is required, but resources are also required. If a soldier is well trained and is having much good muscles but not having a gun, will not be able to fight with a soldier who is having a gun. And even he is less trained, he would be performing better, he would be firing at the other one. So being a third world country, everything is economic development. When we are developed, then we can be resilient. We can enhance our every kind of capacity. When in this present state of economic affairs, we are managing better PDMAs, better NDMA, then if we are having better economy, we will be able to improve it at a larger scale and more resilient and have better results. And this the impact would go to the people's life who are affected with the disasters. They would be taken better care of. It's all game of resources.
Surely, sir. Sir, thank you for your time.
Welcome. I wish you success and especially in this project. And have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.